sisters and I, my father, we were headed back. But by this time, the tide had come in, so we were chest deep. You know, my father was taller than us, so we in the water chest deep. But there were these two gigantic water moccasins on the concrete slabs that used to be there for piers or whatever it is they were. But I remember my father saying, y'all see those snakes? And we were like, yeah, we see the snakes. Let's turn around. But my father took his stick and gently moved them off of the rocks. Now, if anybody knows anything about snakes, a snake can stretch the length of his body. But my father's stick was longer than the snake was. Now, the last time, and I've never told my father the story, the last time we went to walking was just my father and I. You know, he pointed out different animal tracks, different foundations of houses where his friends lived in. You know, he taught and I learned. He talked and I was quiet, I listened. But we were heading back and my father was ahead of me. Now, by this time, he didn't have to tell me to get the stick, I already knew. Now, to my left was a drop. It wasn't a big drop, but nonetheless, it was a drop. I wouldn't need help if I fell. So I tripped to the left. There was water to the left. My father was ahead of me. But I brought my stick from the right and I caught myself. And I balanced myself on the stick. I remember it seemed like I was parallel to the water. That's how far I fell. But I climbed back on my stick and followed my father. Now, he never turned around. Now, I didn't know that then, but that was probably the most important lesson of my life. You know, now, I was taught to love everybody, but I especially love black people. Y'all are beautiful. You know, I wish y'all could look at this. Black people are beautiful people. But the truth of the matter is our people need repair. You know, our men are absent. But had it not been for my father, okay? Our men still suffer from being studs to make slaves with other slaves with no indication, with no intention to take care of them. Now, our men still suffer from that sickness. That disease is still with us. But had it not been for my father, okay? All right. Now, as we speak, Richmond closes down schools but opens up prisons. They just spent $4 million to revamp the juvenile detention center. Now, something's wrong with that. Now, men, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? You know, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell my kids to get a stick. Okay? So, after the next election from the choir, the next voice you will hear will be from my blueprint on how to conduct yourself as a black man in this lovely country you live in. My partner. Happy Father's Day.